What is good? My name is Damon. Thank you for rocking with me today. I'm with Complete Media. We provide the DJ, videography, and photography for weddings. Today is going to be another video in my series where I react to wedding court shows. Today I am actually watching one of my favorite judges on TV, Judge Millian and the People's Court. And it says something about wedding photo fail or wedding photo disaster, something like that. So I did one already on videography. I did one on DJ. So this one is going to be photography. And I'm going to see exactly what they're suing about. And I am going to give my opinion. And the reason why it's my opinion is because I am not a lawyer. I am not a member of the bar, so I am not giving you any type of legal advice. I am just a guy that has a company that likes to watch court shows, and we do photography for weddings. So this is all interesting to me. I get to share my opinion and my experience. So let's go ahead and check out. So I'm going to read exactly what is going down now. The plaintiff says she hired the defendant to take photos at her wedding, but she claims the color was off and her skin looks too patchy. It appears as though she had third-degree burns. She's suing for the money she paid the defendant as well as emotional distress. We'll get into that in a minute. The defendant says he could re-edit the photos, but he's dealing with some computer issues. I did my little drum roll because I love how people attach emotional distress to a pure contracts case. This is a contract case. You paid the photographer to do photos. The photographer did a crappy edit job. I'm assuming it's editing, because if it's something with like the actual images themselves, then it's a terrible photographer, and you are actually a brilliant photographer, because it's hard to make someone's skin look patchy without doing something in post-production. So anyway, so it's a contracts case. The photographer took pictures, did a crappy edit job, and now my brain hurts. So you got to pay me more money. No, you paid for this contract. The contract says that I am paying you X amount of dollars to provide this service. You didn't provide this service, so you get the money that you paid back. If you go to a restaurant and it's for, let's say, you just had a baby, or it's a wedding and they don't have food, and you paid for the food, you don't get emotional distress. You get the money you paid for the food. If you go rent a car and they don't have a car, you get the money you paid for the car. You don't get emotional distress. I'm not going to keep going on with these examples. I can go on forever. It's a wedding. I get it. I understand. We do weddings all the time. Trust me, I get it. I get how much stress it is planning a wedding. I get that. But because the person is not who you thought they were, because they do a job that you thought they were don't do a job that you thought they were going to do, then you don't get extra money, basically is what it is. I did this work for nothing, so I get extra money. That's really not the way it works in any industry. So anyway, off my soapbox there, we're going to go back into this video. So we're going to click on here, bow. And we are going to check the video out itself.
This is Lisa Moody Hart. She says she hired the defendant to take pictures at her wedding. And when he sent them to her, it looked like all of her guests had third-degree burns.
I don't know what he did with those photos, but that's crazy.
And if that wasn't bad enough, her eyes are all squinty. The defendant is now ignoring her. She's very upset and can't sleep at night and is suing for $2,800, the money she paid him, plus emotional distress.
At emotional distress. Because she can't sleep at night. Okay, let's see what the defendant has to say.
This is the defendant, Harry Bates Jr. He says he took over 900 pictures on the plaintiff's big day.
Okay, so?
And when he sent her the proofs, she wasn't happy with his artistic touches,
Uh-oh.
such as blurring out the backgrounds and things like that.
How would you blur out the
He told her
background?
he could re-edit them, but it would take a bit of time, and that's when she freaked out. Next thing he knows, he's being sued.
Next
He
thing you
stands
know,
by
'cause-
his work, and he thinks the judge will feel he did a great job.
I love it. I love it.
He's accused
Next thing I know, I'm getting a surprise lawsuit. Yeah, 'cause I was going to do this stuff, but then all of a sudden I got hit with the lawsuit. So I don't know what to do, Judge. All right, so here we go. Let's see what Judge Milian has to
Ms.
say.
Moody Hart, did you bring your husband to court today as your date?
Yes.
You got married on August 18th of last year, correct?
Yes.
All right, you hired Mr. Bates as your photographer?
Yes.
Are you a professional photographer?
Not really, but
You get paid to do a job. That, by default, makes you a professional. If you're not going to call yourself a professional, then do it for free. Are you a professional? Yeah, kind of, sort of, maybe so. What the hell is that, dude? You either do it for... Ugh.
I dabble. You know.
Dabble? What's
Yes.
your day job?
I'm a barber.
A barber. And then how many weddings have you done?
So far, I've probably done a total of 10.
10?
Not saying that that's a bad number, but I think that the cost should be commensurate with your experience. And of course the company, I don't know exactly what the amount of the contract, we'll get to that. But if he's done 10 weddings, then I would not expect to pay over like 500, 600 bucks maybe for him being there, let's say 8 hours. He said he delivered 900 photos. So that's my thought, is that if he's done, 10 weddings, then, he's a $500 photographer or something like that. Also depends on the equipment as well. So that's just my thoughts.
All right, so how did you hear about him?
Well, my
Definitely not a
cousin referred
professional.
him to me, but prior to that, my husband and I attended a few weddings that he was actually at also.
So all 10 are in your family or friends circle, apparently. If
Okay,
your
well, I
cousin
mean, hey,
referred
if
him,
you
then two of
passing them
that's
around, then,
three,
hey, you know what you're
that's
getting.
all the
What's the
weddings he's
problem?
ever done.
What's the
You were
problem?
at. All right.
You know what you're getting.
So you come into an agreement with him. Is there anything in writing between you guys?
Yes.
May I see whatever you have in writing?
This is the perfect time for me to say always, 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 always have a signed contract, a meeting of the minds in writing, 2 signatures. Always, 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 always have a signed contract. Please have a signed contract. Without that, then it's basically he said, she said. There's nothing in writing. Get it in writing.
So what were you supposed to get for your $1,400?
What? He done 10 weddings. How long is it going to be there? 4 days? You done 10 weddings. Okay, well, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. $1,400 is what the client paid. So she doubled it. So I feel that I'm emotionally distraught to double the amount. So I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm not going to say that right now because I want to see what Judge Milian says.
Over 200 photos.
Oh, over 200 photos. Okay. Not really an actual
of
number.
my event, of my wedding.
250, this says.
250.
Okay, so he's supposed to get 250 photos, and he delivered 900. Okay.
That what you
Sorry.
meant? Okay.
Also, 8 by 10.
Okay.
It's what's written here
two of
on the
them,
bottom at the
yeah,
end?
I'm trying to,
2 8
yeah.
by 10s and a photo book. Does that sound right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so that might be one of the reasons why the cost is a little bit higher than what I would expect. So let's say 500 for the photo book. So that's about 900. I still think they overpaid for the photography if he's done 10 weddings, but that's my thoughts.
So what'd you get?
Nothing.
I guess I'm confused about your testimony because in your complaint you say everybody looked terrible. So you did see wedding pictures.
I did see them.
Right. So you didn't like the editing, like whatever
The
color he
editing
had.
was horrible. I'm a light-skinned sister. I'm like,
You're not light-skinned. My sister, you are not light-skinned. Rihanna's light-skinned. You are close to my complexion. I don't consider myself light skinned, but if you made you, super dark, then that's something different. But you are not light skinned.
Light skin.
Yeah.
They had patches on my face. My father's my tone also. He had patches on his face. I immediately sent this to my husband, and he looked
Okay,
at it
so
also.
did he send you a link with the
He
pictures?
did.
He's
Here's the
dark.
link
Okay.
and,
Okay.
and everything. I have a copy of that. The link I'm no longer able to get on.
What's
At first
going
I
on
was
with the
able
link?
to.
Well, with the pictures, you only have a specific amount of time to hold them up there. And
And then when that time passes, what do you have to do?
I have to re-put them back up there, but I had other people pictures that were in line to be put up there too.
That's a bunch of crap. Yes, we use a third-party hosting site as well. We use a third-party hosting site for all of our photos, and we've scoured and tried to find the best hosting site. And we use a company called InView. Photographers out there, if you are looking for a third-party hosting site, or even friends and family that are looking to a place to host your photos, InView is fantastic for us. It is, we do have the highest paid package for InView, but with us, what we are able to do is we're able to archive all of the photos. So let's say, I don't know how long the time passed. Actually, a perfect example, we had a client from 2016. Today is July 2nd, 2022. We had a client from 2016, had an issue happen. They had I'm not going to get into the specifics, but they don't have their pictures anymore. And so they asked if we were able to provide them with their photos. And all we did is we contacted InView and said, hey, we're looking to get these photos out of the archive. Can you do that? They said, yes, the fee for us to provide these photos is X. Pay this fee, and then we will take them out of basically because they take them off the immediate server and they put them on the archiving server. So it has to go back, 6 years or whatever it is. And so we did that, and we were able to provide these photos for the client. So usually when it's something closer, like if the wedding was in January, our clients typically have 3 months to get the photos, pick their pictures for their album or any prints or anything that we're supposed to do. And then if they don't, because it's server space, so it's just like a cloud, like Google Drive or Dropbox or anything like that, then other clients, he's right, other clients do come in on top of that. So if you want to continue to have these older photos available, then you have to pay for that. In a case like his, I would have paid myself. I would have paid the fee to keep it on there for another 3 or 4 months, so we can get this editing conundrum taken care of. Because obviously they're unhappy with the way the photos are. We've had other instances where a client just is taking a long time. They have other things going on, personal or whatever. They just have things going on, and they haven't had time to take a look at the photos and choose the photos. In a case like that, they would have to pay that hosting fee because it's not an issue on our end. It's something going on with them. But either way, something within 6 months, if it's on that server or it's in that cloud, then yeah, you might have to pay a little bit to reactivate it. But it's not something where, oh my God, I have other clients and so I didn't have time to do it. It's literally almost like a click of a button. Do you want to pay to extend this? Yes, I do. Okay, boom, here's the amount, done.
And that's what I did. I put their pictures as well. I gave her the link for she can see the pictures. Now, she said she didn't like the edit. And when I did that initial edit, I edited 900 pictures, Your Honor. So after
that's what
editing
you
those
did.
pictures, she said, can you re-edit them? So
What did she not like?
I guess she didn't like the resolution. I have some of the pictures right here, some of them samples if you want to see them.
Okay, where are all of the pictures right now?
All the pictures are on a hard drive at the house.
Dude, Are you serious? Cloud that stuff. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know when this happened. So let me just take myself back. I don't know when his was, but dude, cloud, man. I mean, yes, we have our manual backup. Our backup of the backup is a hard drive. just in case. So we always do that, but it's on the cloud, man.
Did you bring it?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Exactly.
Because the hard drive that I have is kind of, again, it's kind of corrupt.
Transfer it. Kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, the hard drive that I have it on, it's kind of bad. So I didn't think that maybe, possibly, I might want to transfer it to a good one. Dude, put it on 2 hard drives, 3. Get out of here, bro.
So
I'm sorry. Do you have the pictures from her wedding or you don't?
I have them, but they're on the hard drive, and the hard drive's corrupt, so I got to bring it to get it fixed.
So you don't have the pictures. You busted. You're terrible, dude. But I have some examples. Yep, in favor of the plaintiff
Yeah.
in the amount that you paid
As
for.
we're standing right here,
Yep.
you may have lost all the pictures from her wedding?
Yep.
It's a possibility. I had them backed up on my computer too, as well.
And so why
But the
aren't they
computer
here
is not
from
even
your
working
computer?
right.
Say it
Oh
again.
my
The
God.
computer wasn't working right. I brought that to get fixed,
Ugh,
and that wasn't working
you're
right.
full of crap.
So we think they're in there.
I did the pictures. I did the
So
pictures.
what?
The
I
pictures
don't
were
care.
done.
I don't care what you did to the photos. I don't care that you spent 5 months making these photos beautiful. Your hard drive is corrupt. Your computer is broken. So that means you don't have the photos. Judgment for the plaintiff.
In a nice time.
You did the pictures, and then the bride gets to say, change this or that. She's not stuck eating what you gave her. So then she did that, and then what happened?
I changed them pictures.
And then where did they go?
Well, I received a notice to come to court.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Wow, really? Really? How long did you take to edit the photos? Judge, I was just hitting save and I got this summons to come to court. What a surprise. How long did it take you to edit the photos?
we should be able to see the pictures. Let's see the pictures. All of them. Right now.
I don't have all
want
the pictures right now.
That's
I
a
don't
problem for me.
Exactly. It's a problem
See?
for me too.
Your answer can't be the dog ate my homework.
Nope.
You're responsible for a lot of pictures
You're
of
annoying,
a
dude.
person's only, with any luck, wedding.
She threw that with any
see?
luck in there.
So
Supposed to
for
say
you to
only,
come
no
to
caveat,
court
Million.
And tell me, oh, my hard drive is corrupt and my computer is not working.
That's why I like you. That's why you're my favorite.
It's kind of lame.
Kinda. 100%.
Wow. Were you able to download any of the pictures that he?
I didn't, and I should have. I wish I did.
Yes,
I
you
didn't because I mean,
I'm not even sure. That site that you put him on, is that a third-party site or is it your site?
Oh no, I didn't create the site. It's a
Right. So
third-party site,
you
yes, definitely.
okay. So
Yeah, so you should be able to
is
get
it
those sites,
possible
those
they have a
photos.
copy of it or they wouldn't keep it?
That I do not know.
Okay, so I'm going to recant my statement. I'm going to recant. Rare that it happens. You're not a professional. That's it. You charge money, but you're not a professional. You should be an amateur. You should not pay or be paid to do any photography. You're an amateur. If you're using this the third party that I'm using, maybe, kind of, sort of, I'm not sure if they have it or not. Like, dude, you're not a professional. You're an amateur. Then treat your business as such. Don't get paid.
I haven't checked into that, but
How do you not check into it?
I might say no.
How do you lose the pictures? How do you come to court empty-handed without the actual pictures? Why don't you have all 900 pictures here?
I don't have them.
I have this iPad though.
Pictures you do have. I just don't understand.
I don't
You didn't
understand
bother
either.
to think, oh, we're going to court, I have to have
exactly.
the pictures. Why didn't you get the hard drive fixed or your computer fixed when you first got served with the lawsuit?
That's what I was trying to do, Your Honor. I bought the hard drive to get fixed.
Oh my God. That's what I was trying to do. So, I don't know how many people out there are familiar with, I guess, the legal process. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm only speaking from experience. When you get served with a lawsuit, you don't go to court the next day. There is time in there for you to basically prepare your case. And then if you aren't prepared, you can ask for a continuance. You can ask for a new date. So that shouldn't be a surprise. I was trying to get the hard drive fixed and it wasn't fixed, so I just decided to come here and show you this iPad that has like 7 photos on it.
That's all.
And what are we trying to do?
Right.
Take it in, they get it fixed, you pick it up a week later. What?
Right, exactly. Million's hitting them with the Yoda, or is it Shifu? I forget which one. It's either Yoda or Shifu from Kung Fu Panda. Sifu from Kung Fu Panda. It says, there is no try, only do.
What's trying?
I wish it was that easy, but
Why isn't it that easy?
Exactly.
they couldn't fix it as of yet.
What about your computer, sir?
Computer is no longer relevant. That doesn't
What do you
work.
mean the computer's no longer relevant? I thought you
This
could
doesn't
have the
work.
photos in the
I had to
computer.
buy a whole new computer.
Get the hard drive off the
don't
computer!
care about
Get
your
the hard drive off the computer!
Or pictures from a wedding which you can't have back, and that old computer may have it in them.
Yeah.
Is that true or not true? Did I misunderstand you?
No,
So
no.
what's happening with that old computer?
That old computer is no longer working.
So get the hard drive off the computer.
Throw it out.
No.
Did you ever take that to the recovery
I
people to
brought
see
that
if?
to the people to see if they can fix it. They cannot fix it.
Now,
Get
I
the
don't care about fixing
hard
it for you. I care about
drive.
recovering the
Hard
pictures.
Yeah.
drive.
Is this the first you've heard that the pictures are gone?
Yeah, totally gone. Yeah, I do have one picture that I took a picture of on the website. I don't know why he just didn't download it. I don't know why, but I do have this
He
one
did.
picture.
He put it according to him. It's in a hard drive that's corrupted.
Yeah, but that can be retrieved, can it?
Sometimes it can, and
Didn't-
sometimes it can't. I don't know.
Prove it.
But he
That's
didn't.
so
He.
annoying.
Do you have
So
proof you
annoying.
even took it in?
That's what I want.
I don't have a slip
what,
with me.
what difference is it going to make to us, right? What we want are the pictures.
I do.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here.
Oh my God. I guess this is more time for me to rant. God, this guy is so frustrating. I cannot stress, photographers out there, I cannot stress how important it is to safeguard the client's photos. Those are the most important. Even if they're crappy photos, even if you're an amateur photographer and you've never really done this, it is so very important. Please safeguard those photos. Our photographers use cameras that have 2 card slots. So cameras now are no longer using film. There may be some photographers that are still using film, but for the most part, everyone is using a DSLR, a digital single lens reflector camera. And what that does is, in the old days, you had to worry about, the film not opening the door until the film was all the way wound up, because then the light would expose it and mess up the image. And now we use cards, so you don't have to worry about that. Well, the cameras that we have 2 card slots. So card slot number 1 is inserted, or card number 1 is inserted in slot number 1. Card number 2 is inserted in the card slot number 2. I'll get this out. And when they take a picture, they'll go click, and what happens is the images are saved on both cards at the same time. So if something happens with card number 1, we have card number 2 as a backup. So and then from there, what we do is we take it off of when we get back from the event, then we go to our computer pretty much immediately. I would say if not that night, by the next morning. And our photographers take the card, typically the primary card, and they copy it onto a hard drive that we call our archive hard drive. And that is where all of the photos basically live there as a backup, again, just in case. Then whenever our photographers want to edit the photos, then what they do is they go to the archive hard drive and copy from the archive hard drive onto the computer that they're going to be editing with. And they save them on that computer. So the archive is just for basically that transfer, and then it's there just in case something else happens, but it's an archive hard drive. We don't edit on that hard drive. We don't do anything else on that hard drive. And then once we're done editing those photos, then we save the edit onto that archive hard drive. So we have the originals and we have the edits, and then we deliver it over to our third party hosting, and get that over to our clients as well. So, like I said, please, photographers out there, if you're amateur, if you're not doing photography consistently, I was actually on Amazon the other day, and a 2 terabyte hard drive is about $50. And that one, you can just buy that hard drive, and that is your archive hard drive. And you don't do anything with that hard drive. You just take the pictures, save them on there. When you're done, you put it in a safe area so that it doesn't get messed with. We personally use our cloud. So then once we edit the photos and we put them onto the server, then that is our cloud archiving as well. So we have that. So again, we're able to go back without actually touching that archive hard drive unless the cloud gets sabotaged somehow. So anyway, I said all this to, again, just repeat, photographers, please be very serious when it comes to the client's photos. Like, there is nothing worse. And I don't care. I mean, we can talk about this if anybody wants to put it down in the comments or talk about this offline. You know, the crappy food, horrible DJ, wedding crasher, getting a fight there's a fight, you know, bride and groom have a fight at the wedding. The one video that I did where the videographer created a terrible video. All of those instances pale in comparison to not having a single photo from your wedding. That is devastating. And if you can just kind of just imagine that you have all these memories that you're expecting, and then you find out that you get zero. That has got to be the most defeated feeling ever. Luckily, I don't have to say firsthand, you know, with myself or with the company here, but I can just imagine like that. There is no worse outcome that can happen. Everything else that I mentioned before, again, terrible DJ, horrible food, all that stuff, that's bad. But you still have photos. He did a terrible edit job. Yeah, it's terrible. Let's talk about how much you get because of the terrible edits. But you still have photos. Here, you have nothing. It's crazy. All right. So I'm off my soapbox here. I know I spent a lot of time with this, but I just want to make sure, you know, I just talk with the photographer just for a second, especially the amateurs, the ones that are getting into wedding photography. All right. Now let's see what Judge Milian has to say.
You have proof you brought it in?
I don't have a slip with me, Your Honor.
Where'd you bring it into?
A place out in Bristol, Connecticut.
What's the name of the place?
I can't recall right now, Your Honor.
I don't
I
understand
know why. Because you're a liar.
You did what you did.
Liar.
And then, you know, you take it someplace, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know the name of the place I took it to. You don't care.
Exactly.
If you cared, you would have taken it to one place, and if they couldn't do it, you would have taken it to another place, and if they couldn't do it, you would be looking for a solution.
That's why you're an amateur, bro.
Testimony.
That's why you're an amateur.
Don't
Care.
care.
You don't care. You're going to care now. I think she's going to get that 28. Honestly. I was saying nah beforehand. Well, he cut him off. I was about to say he cut him off. I don't see the blotchiness, but.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I like the color of the bridesmaids' dresses. They
Thank
look
you.
beautiful. Everybody looks happy. No one knew what was going to happen here today.
No, really.
For sure.
Yeah.
Does she have these pictures?
Nope.
She does
That's
now.
the first pictures I sent to her.
So I just sent them to you. I didn't know whether you had them or not.
That's what I'm
Mr.
talking
Biggs.
about. She's like, I'm just going to send these joints.
I have no words to describe how
Terrible
disappointed
you are. You are a horrible person.
I am in your testimony and what you're telling me has happened. The carelessness with which you have handled.
Not just carelessness,
most
like you just
important
blatant, like
moment
not caring. You don't
people's
care,
lives.
man. You don't care. Don't be a wedding
They
photographer.
can't get that history back.
Don't be a wedding
If
photographer.
you're a barber, stick to being a barber.
For sure.
If you can't figure out how to have
His lineup is
pictures
tight,
of
though.
someone's most important life moment saved competently and in many different places
Just said
so
that.
that this kind of catastrophe doesn't happen,
should be
you have
working for
no
me.
business photographing people's weddings. I'm just stunned. What's the name of that site where you uploaded the pictures to?
Pixie set.
Give them a call and see if maybe
Order
through some
the photographer to
odyssey
do
of
it. You
life,
do it. Don't trust this
they would
guy,
have.
and they don't have any. They can't do it. It's got to be him.
Yeah, let me explain something. You're going to walk out of here with exactly every penny you're asking.
Told ya.
You should never have to make that call. You should never have to sue someone for pictures. You should never learn for the first time at the People's Court that every picture from your wedding by your photographer has evaporated.
Air quotes
in
on you.
cyberspace.
Air quotes.
You should never be in that position. Verdict for the plaintiff, $2,800. $1,400 for every penny you paid him, and $1,400 for your emotional distress and mine.
That's what I'm talking about, dummy. And let's just see what else we
the
have to
judge
say
finds
here.
for the plaintiff. If
Let's
you
see what
step
he
over here,
has to
Mr.
say
Bates,
for
let me
himself.
just ask you a quick
He's
question.
trying to leave.
I mean,
Let me
the
just
judge
do it.
just lowered the boom on you, you know? Thank you.
Yes, she did.
What are you thinking right now?
You know, I was trying to speak, but, you know, I guess my words was going unheard.
You embarrassed?
What word?
You're
Hey,
not?
life happens. What can you do?
You should be embarrassed.
No,
Yeah, you should be embarrassed, bro.
life happens. There's nothing you really can do. You know,
What are you talking about?
Technological advancements probably, I'll find a way to retrieve, but right now I can't.
Dude.
Do your best.
I
That's all you can say.
I appreciate that.
Thank
See,
you very much.
There's a
Okay,
couple
you
things I
sign a
want to
few
talk about
documents
here, but
outside.
dude, you are garbage.
Miss Moody Hart,
You are
her husband, Royal County.
garbage.
Everybody
I'm
feels
not going
really
to
sorry
say
for you. This is kind of a
this
tragedy.
guy's name.
It
She's
is.
already said it, but this guy is trash.
I'm glad it turned out the way it did. However, I'm absent from my pictures. And, excuse me, that's what I want. I do.
Absolutely.
I don't know what else you could do. I could take you-
Absolutely.
get married all over again. You could try that again.
Absolutely.
Have a different photographer there.
For sure.
Do a redo.
Yeah.
It's possible. Anyway, good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Hope you can find, call that website.
I think I will.
See what luck you have.
Definitely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Good luck to
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck to you too. Thank you very, very much. Harvey?
Okay, Doug. Well,
Let's
look,
see
the
what Harvey
judge
got
was
to say.
especially nice because it sounds like he's making this whole thing up about computers.
For sure. Couple things that I wanted to talk about this this verdict here that Judge Millian gave is that she offered the $1,400 for every penny that they paid, and the reason why, like you were like, well, he was there, he took the photos, right? But as a photographer, the expectation is to deliver a product. You deliver the photos. He did not deliver pretty much any photos. He had a couple there. He said, I'll give you 250. Well, I showed her 900. Right, you showed her 900, but where are those 900? Did you download it? Nope. Okay, well, let's get them. So there is that part of it, is that you didn't deliver the photos. Like if you hire a chef and the chef spends all day cooking and then burns the food or whatever, and then they can't deliver the food to you, then you don't pay them. You get your full money back because they did not deliver a product. Same thing with the photography. The other part that is, I think didn't work in his favor, this photographer here, professional photographer like Judge Millian said, is that he showed indifference about it. Even when he asked him, do you feel ashamed? Like, no, it happens. No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen, dude. It doesn't. We do hundreds of weddings per year. It doesn't happen unless you allow it to happen. So technological advances maybe I could have done something different, dude. So I guess what I was kind of just trying to say is that if he would have acted like he cared, like, yeah, I've tried to get a hold of him, I'm still trying, but I just need a little bit more time, but I wanted to come to court and show you my progress. I wanted to show you something, Judge. Like, it's besides an iPad with 12 photos, like she might have been a little bit different there. I forget what you call it, like judgment set aside, or your judgment will be based on the next outcome. You have 60 days to contact Pixie, whatever the hell it is, and see if you get the photos retrieved. And if you can, then I'll only order a judgment of half, right? But if you can't, then I'm ordering the whole 2,800. Or you have, again, 60 days to speak with this company that's trying to fix your hard drive that's corrupt. And if you're able to get it fixed and you're able to get them the photos, then we will set aside this judgment, or we will rule in this favor, or we will have another trial date even. Like, okay, well, you're obviously you've tried, and right now you're just waiting on this third party, and I see your correspondence with them, and I see how they are responding back to you. So I do see you need a little bit more time. So I will grant you that, because at the end of the day, we want the client to get their photos. But he was just like, I don't know who I sent it to. Someplace in my town, and they do this stuff, right? And so it's like, okay, well, if you don't care, I don't care. So if you don't care, then let's go ahead and drop this 28 on you. And then, like I said, he was just saying these things like, oh, well, you know, life happens. Life didn't happen. You are the reason. Like, if you would have just done one thing differently, then you wouldn't be in this situation. And you ignored them. Communication. Like, if you are, so like this defendant said, things do happen. And the worst thing to do is to ignore people, to ghost folks. Because when you do that, then they think the worst. When our clients, you know, ghost us, or when my friends ghost me, I think the worst. I'm like, oh man, I guess he doesn't want to hang out with me. When in actuality, they could have been in a bad situation and they just didn't want to talk about it, but you think the worst. The same thing with the client. The client's thinking, this guy's just ignoring me. He doesn't want to do any more of my work. He just took my money and he doesn't care about me anymore. When no, I've been trying to find this company to fix my corrupt hard drive, or I've been getting my computer fixed. And that was the other thing too. He's like, my computer doesn't work anymore, so that computer doesn't matter. But you put it on that computer, so take the hard drive. Like, what world are you living in? You have a computer. The computer has a hard drive, so even if the motherboard crashes and all your RAM explodes, the hard drive is still there. You can still retrieve files. But you're not even trying that. You're just like, no, I tried to get it fixed, but it's not fixable, so I just bought another computer. Okay, well, what about the stuff that was on there? If my computer dies right now, I'm like, oh man, I got to get this video that I just recorded that goes up on YouTube. So I'll just grab the hard drive, transfer it into another hard drive, or transfer it onto another computer. This guy is garbage. So anyway, as I said as I'm watching this video, that Judge Millian is going to give them all their money. Pain and suffering is usually not something that happens in contracts cases unless you piss the judge off, basically, is what it boils down to. And she was pissed about that, and so she can justify giving you, pain and suffering. So there is that. But as I said, I am not a lawyer. I don't give legal advice. I'm just the dude that runs a company that provides photography as well as videography and DJ. And I really enjoy watching court shows and Judge Millian. I've said it before, you are by far my favorite. Don't make it chase. What did she say? Don't make me chase you. That's one of my favorite lines that she says. Anyway, my name is Damon with Complete Media, and I will check you out on the next one.